Welcome to the You Don't Know What You Don't Know podcast by Innovative Business Advisors. Successful business owners who have started, grown, and led businesses share their journey and direction for the benefit of those traveling the same path.
Today, we're talking with Hemal Desai. He's the business owner, founder, CEO of Anuva. And Anuva has been successfully serving small businesses in the US and Canada for the last 17 years. Anuva is a premier Google partner, meaning they are in the top 3% of the Google partner community, and their team is fully Google certified. They focus on getting their customers noticed through website development, SEO services, and pay-per-click campaign management. Hemal, great to see you today. Thanks for coming and joining our podcast.
Thank you very much, Stephen. Glad to be here.
Well, you've been doing this for a pretty good while now. Tell me, what was the moment you decided to get into business for yourself?
Yeah, so I think it was about the year 2006, and I had just completed 10 years of my work experience. So it was like 10 years in the industry, and I had been mostly working in IT, implementing CRM systems for Fortune 500 companies. So it was about time I thought, okay, 10 years of experience, I should try my luck of trying to do something of my own. And as a natural fit, I started off with CRM implementations, and Siebel was the platform on which, my expertise was. And then, we actually developed a Siebel reporting tool as our first project for one of our clients. I used to know them for a long time. So that is the first project we got. We developed that, and so that was the start I got. However, the problem with CRM implementations or Siebel implementations is that it's a pretty expensive affair. Most projects were multi-million-dollar projects, and so most businesses who implemented them were big companies. And as a result, what used to happen is that they were not ready to actually work with Anuva, right, as such, because we are too small for them to really so that they trusted us to manage those projects for them. So they were, the most, projects I used to get were like the companies were more interested in hiring me as a consultant or, something like that. So it was almost like, I'm going back to my job more or less, I was actually looking for something that is more scalable, that that becomes a business for me, not something on consulting. I would be better off doing a job. So as what happens with most businesses, right? Like a lot of the businesses you see, they start with something and then eventually they end up with something else. A very similar story. So since I was in CRM and it was related to sales and marketing, I started looking at that domain per se, and then I stumbled upon with digital marketing, which was fairly new at that time. Very few people were really doing something about it, and I quickly realized that I think if we want to look at the future of sales or marketing, I think this is where it should move. It should go on to. And then, during that time, Amazon and e-commerce was already catching up. They were already investing in digital marketing. I think e-commerce as a business was the first to really investing in digital marketing, right? So I saw those things, panning out, and I realized that I think this is something that is the future, and that is something on which a business can really prosper. So I personally started learning the tricks of the trade. We started getting initial clients. The very initial clients I personally, helped them get rankings. I was the one working on it. Slowly, I started building the team for it. And it was good that I personally implemented few initial projects, because that is when, I came to know what I need, what are the strengths I need in my team. So that is how it all started. I started building a team. Website development came as a package to digital marketing because of several reasons. First is that a lot of our clients came to us when they did not have a website. So they were asking us to develop a website. So that was one reason. Second is that if you want to implement digital marketing effectively, right, and be successful about it, you must know how a website works, the ins and outs of various popular technologies for website development. Because whenever Google or search engines try to index a website, right, we should know how the pages are being rendered, and the other technical stuff. So website development came as a package. So those are the services we started focusing on, like website development. SEO is a primary service, search engine optimization, where we focus on getting first page Google rankings for our clients, for them to promote their products and services. And the other alternative campaigns are ad campaigns, which are most popular in Google, but we also do for other search engines like Bing, and social media like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and stuff. So these are the services, we ended up doing a lot of them. New services came as a request from clients themselves who were looking to grow more, and they wanted to do more. So that is how it really started. And, it's been 17 years. So it's a pretty long time.
You guys, sounds like you were an early pioneer in that regard, and now there's a lot of folks that are professing to be service providers in that channel. So, what sets Anuva apart in that regard? What makes you guys special or different and better than your competition in your chosen field?
Yeah. So what happened with us is that we started pretty early, right? And at that time, and the team that I ended up, hiring, were even senior than me, in terms of digital marketing. So they had started digital marketing long before so my partner, Pankaj Patel, and a core team that I have, right? They had experienced digital marketing even before Google existed. So they were doing digital marketing since the days of Yahoo, and there was a search engine called Lycos, and Inktomi, and those guys. So
Netscape and some of the early guys, right?
Yes. So they understood digital marketing from the ground up. And initially, during those days, Google wanted to capture market share. So when they came on board, initially they had in fact even published their algorithm for people to understand what they are doing, and they are doing better and stuff like that. So our core team actually has understanding of the core algorithm of Google. And the key part and the key aspect of our service is that our focus at all times, right, when we are doing search engine optimization for clients or any other optimization, is that we focus on the core algorithm of Google to get rankings. So what happens in that case is that there are a lot of smaller parameters that Google keeps changing every now and then. You will keep hearing that, okay, Google has made this change, that change, and people have lost rankings. Luckily, our team understands how Google works, and it is very risky for Google to change their core algorithm. It's impossible, considering almost like trillions of pages already indexed. So up till now, they have not really made any major change to their core algorithm, and we continue to focus on that. So we have been able to provide long-term rankings to our clients because of our focus on the core algorithm. So I would say, since we have been working for such a long time, right? This is what really sets apart from our competitors. And when we started, right, there were a few things that we had in mind, right, that we started focusing. That is also different. That also differentiates us from others. First is that we were based out of India, and based on our interaction with the initial clients that we had, we started realizing that a lot of small and medium businesses, right, they wanted help with technical services or digital marketing, but they were limited by budget. They didn't have too much money to spend on it. And then when they wanted to outsource, right, they were able to reach out to the big companies, who were outsourcing their services, and those companies were not ready to take smaller projects. And then when these small businesses tried to hire small firms, they were, they either got bad service out of it, or they were, they could not trust them to hand over their, website and, their service, their marketing initiative to somebody whom they don't trust. So we made a choice that, over a longer term, we would want to become a trusted digital marketing agency for small and medium businesses. So that was our goal, and we have been pretty successful with that. Most of our business all these years have been through word of mouth or references, and also through partnerships. I mean, we for example, if you look at business brokers, we are partnered with Ron West of Deal Studio for last 15 years. So that helps us, working with industry stalwarts and, growing with them, being with them and partnered with them for their clients. And then we also work with several digital marketing agencies and web development or design agencies, where we are their, technical team, helping them manage their projects. So that's how we have been growing.
Awesome. Incredible. As you've grown this, Hemal, what's the thing that you're most proud of in the business so far?
Yeah, that's interesting. So there are a couple of things that I'm really proud of. First and foremost, I'm really proud of my team. Like I mentioned, Pankaj Patel, who is now a partner with us, and the core team, right? The reason we are proud is because of our expertise, our experience, our understanding of how search engines work, and then the way we are able to utilize that and help our clients set up and grow their business on internet, and provide long-term success to them on search engines and social media platforms. So that is kind of something I'm really happy about, because that is what we started off with, and over a period of time we have built a strong team to be able to really do that. So we are really proud of providing doing kind of what we say ethical digital marketing. I mean, that's kind of where a lot of agencies or consultants fall apart, and we are still able to continue doing that. In fact, we lose a lot of projects where we say that, okay, it's going to take, say, for example, 6 months for you to get these rankings, because we don't want to take any shortcuts, and few clients don't understand that. So we do lose that projects, but we still continue to provide the most right way to digital marketing. So that's what we are really really proud of. And then the second thing is, if you do visit our website and do check out our portfolio, you will come to see that we have worked with several different business verticals. So we have worked with clients across industry verticals, and we have been able to successfully help all of them. So So that's one good thing that we feel good about, is that as long as we are able to understand your business, right, we would be in a position to help you promote your product or service. So that's like for example, a lot of our competitors are focusing on just a single business vertical, or a pretty niche area. And on the other hand, we are able to pick up any new business vertical and then understand that business and then grow in that vertical. So that's also something we feel good about.
Well, when you talk about business verticals, our listeners may not have a clear understanding of that, and I want to call some of that out. So business verticals would be like dental clinics. You guys are experts in the dental clinic space. You're
Yes.
experts in the chiropractor space. You're experts in the pet store space. You're experts in the business consultant and business coaching space. You're experts in the business brokerage space. So there are various business niches, and you guys are really experts in those particular niches and helping your clients in those areas really succeed.
Yeah. Thanks, Stephen, for spelling that out for us. Yeah. Thank you.
It's also kind of interesting, Hemal, that you're not really a small business anymore. How many team members do you have now?
We have around 60 people working with us.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, 60 people. You're getting to be quite a good-sized business these days. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
It's quite a success story. A lot to be proud of there.
Thank you.
So let me, I know that a lot of success comes from a lot of trial and error. What are some of the, share with us maybe a failure that you experienced on this path that you've trod, and what you learned from that, and how that helped make you a better company.
Yeah. So I think a few years back, we were working with few companies who were into online training.
Online training. Okay. Yeah. Online learning environment seems to be more and more of that coming up, right?
Yeah. So it's coming up now, but we were working long back, maybe around 8-9 years back. We were helping few online training companies, and they needed help to sell their courses. So we used to, and since they were all online training companies, digital marketing was a natural fit for them to sell their courses. So there was one company in which we had a lot of business, and they were into occupational and workplace training. So there is an institution in US government called OSHA. And so all the workers who are working in an hazardous environment, right, there are several different trainings for different kind of working environment you work, like construction or chemicals or those kind of stuff. So there are different trainings for that, and it's mandatory for the workers to complete that training. So there are some trainings that are needed to even take a job in that field, and there are some trainings that are required that they need to do it every year to continue their compliance, as per OSHA. So we used to do that, and that worked out very well for us. So to such an extent that it almost became like 60 to 70 at that time, 60 to 70% of our entire business.
Wow.
And since we were getting so successful, and then, we had set up our own network to grow the sales for that company, we really started thinking that, okay, this is something we should be focusing on, because we have got good knack about it. We have understood what is to be done. We are growing pretty fast, and it was a good business for us. And one fine day, OSHA came up, the institute came up with some sort of a regulation. And from the next day, we were off, we got cut off. So we lost almost 70 to 80% of our entire business in one day.
Wow.
So there was a big setback. So obviously we learned quite a lot in terms of, okay, not being like, do not have a single client really, taking up, or single entity, or a single space taking up majority of your business. Especially, things which are regulation driven. So few learnings, in that whole experience. And of course, we came out of it, and but yeah, it was a great learning experience during that time, and yeah, but it was good till it lasted. So no regrets on that, but it's a great learning, and then whatever structure we ended up building at that time, it's helping us grow beyond that point. Yeah.
Yeah, we talk with our clients today in the business brokerage side about being overly dependent on either a customer, a particular niche like you described,
Yeah.
even being overly dependent on an employee. If you've got one employee that has a certain certification that represents a good portion of your revenue, you may have an employee dependence. So there's always a bit of owner dependence in privately held companies, and that's kind of a separate task and subject unto itself. But yeah, you call out a big thing. That's becoming dependent. It can be nice while it lasts, but it can shut off and cause you to pivot. So you guys have done well from that.
Thank you.
In today, what do you guys see as as some of the biggest challenges in the marketplace today?
Yeah, in terms of, if you ask about today, right? I think the latest challenge that is coming across, and I think you must be hearing quite a lot about, right, is artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
So everybody's talking about that. We are also facing a challenge from that front. However, not really what the other businesses are facing, but in a different way. Like, what is happening with us is that some of our potential clients, they hear about this buzz, and then somebody reaches out to them that, okay, they can quickly help them through AI, and it would be pretty fast, and be cheaper, or whatever. I'm not sure what they are asking them or telling them, but they promise them a lot. So that is a challenge we are facing when we are trying to acquire a customer as of now. So a lot of our potential clients, they ended up going to such agencies, and AI is not yet at that level yet, especially in digital marketing. We have not seen anything yet. Most of the effort required is manual. In fact, Google tracks automatic effort. So I'm not sure how that works, but so some of them, after a few months, they came back to us in a really bad shape. So our team is helping them with that, getting them back on track. So I think it's important for most businesses or people to understand that as of now, they should avoid any kind of shortcuts with digital marketing, because sometimes the damage can be long lasting and maybe very time consuming to get back on track. So that's the very latest challenge that we are having, and we're kind of mitigating that.
Yeah, it's the shiny new tool out there, right? And getting a lot of multimedia press and so forth. And it's it almost seems logical when you think about AI being basically machine learning, and you think, well, Google, as you said, Google's an algorithm, so maybe the machines ought to be able to automate that. But what I'm hearing you say is there is a lot of institutional knowledge yet that AI probably doesn't have, that you still need the experts to work through it in order to keep things moving forward.
Yeah, I think maybe in future, but not yet is where we are, I guess.
Yeah, has promise, but not quite there yet, right?
Yeah.
Like all new technology. It's fascinating. You talked early on about one of the things you did in your business was you had to pivot early to really build out. That's very
Yeah.
common for small businesses, and it's I think all new tools like AI. If you were to buy the first new anything out there, it's always the second and third generation products that really prosper. Apple was a basically a arguably a second or a third generation, depending upon
Yeah.
whose view you believe, right? They weren't the
Yeah.
first to market. They were second or third to market, and now they dominate. So
Absolutely.
fascinating. Well, um, I'm sure that's it's going to be interesting to see where that goes. But you've got a big team in play, and it sounds like you guys will be all over it. So as you begin to think, you've been doing this, you're in this now 17 years. You're building
Yeah.
this amazing team.
Yeah.
The organization keeps getting bigger and bigger. What's your vision for the business after you retire, and do you have a path to get to that point in time?
Okay, so I guess even after 17 years, I feel that the digitization has just actually got started in a way, right? COVID.
Wow, from an insider, you think it's just really getting started. We're just really getting
Yeah.
there, huh?
Yeah, because we spend so much time, educating every single client. Every new client that we talk to, they are still not aware. Like you are from a business broking industry, right? And you might be knowing it. Like we are kind of almost have become like the number one digital marketing provider for business brokers in US in the last 15 years. And I think not even 1/3 of business brokers really do digital marketing. So just as one single business vertical, right? When we look at the small and medium businesses, that there's still a lot to do. So similarly, we feel that most small businesses are still not doing anything. They need help, and I think because of COVID, there is more push for them to really do something. So it is helping us, and the way things are, I'm yet to decide anything yet on retirement or what I'm going to do with the business after I retire. So I probably would let it take shape, in coming years or so.
Yeah, it's fascinating. We talk about in our business every day, Hemal. There's basically 6 primary areas of value, right? The financial performance and having positive trends in that regard. Clearly,
Yeah.
over 17 years, going from yourself to a team of more than 60 professionals and continuing to grow, you're on a good track there, right? And that's
Yeah.
the second dynamic: growth and future potential. I just heard you say, you think we're on the front end of that growth and future potential in the digital world.
Yeah.
The business model, you pivoted into your current business model, and that's created a pretty significant recurring revenue model for you. I would imagine you have clients for a long period of time.
Exactly. Most of them are there with us for several years. So that helps us that helps us. So there's more stability and predictability in the business because of the recurring revenue model. So that really helps us plan out for our growth as well as for future.
Yeah, consistency and predictability for your team members, for your ownership, for your customers. Everybody wins in that scenario.
Absolutely.
So yeah, recurring revenue is almost like compound interest, right? It's the gift that keeps on giving. Yeah. And then the market with AI and just starting on the digital side. The other fascinating thing I think of a lot, you mentioned the business brokers. We're really kind of an old industry. We're a bunch of gray hair guys like me. We're relatively slow to change. But here you are, you're located across the world. You're serving customers primarily in North America, but I would imagine you have customers worldwide as well.
Yes, we have customers worldwide, though majority of them are in North America. But we have clients in the UK, Australia, some in India as well.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, there would be other markets where we could focus on, but we have enough opportunity in the markets we are serving, so we are not really trying to look for or add any additional effort in the other markets.
Well, fantastic. Well, listen, it's been a delight to talk to you today. How can people learn more about your company, and what do you recommend if somebody is interested and would like to engage with you? What do you recommend as the next steps?
Yeah, so first is that I mean they can always go to our website, which is Anuva LLC.com. They can check out the services that we provide. They can check out our portfolio. So that's how they can learn more about us. They can call me anytime. My number is 916-273-9549. Or they can send me an email. I'm always almost there, always online. So they can just send me an email at Hemal, which is my first name, HEMAL, at Anuva, ANUVA Tech, TECH is one word, anuvatech.com. So that's my email address. They can email me and let me know when we can talk, or they can just call me, place a voicemail, and I can call back. We typically reply within one business day, so we generally don't miss any calls. So I would be with them, within one business day.
Outstanding. Well, Hemal, it's great to see you, and we're very appreciative of your time today. And I hope this will lead to some engagements. You guys do outstanding work, and customers would be well advised to reach out to you and see what value you can bring to them. And so I'm very appreciative of that, and I want to thank you again for joining us today.
You're most welcome, and I also would thank you for your time and taking this initiative for the podcast. Thank you.
Outstanding.
Thank you for listening to the You Don't Know What You Don't Know podcast. We invite you to visit www.youdon'tknowwhatyoudon'tknow.com and sign up to receive updates on upcoming episodes. You can also let us know if you'd like to be a guest or recommend a business owner to be interviewed. Find us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube, where you can like, follow, share, and join our efforts. Thanks for listening. We hope you join us again.